Hi beautiful souls. Today I'm sharing a little light on the differences between ego and your highest self, your knowing, your inner knowing, your innate wisdom, your inner guidance system, your soul. Now, often when people hear a voice within their head, if the voice, and this is the most simple way to tell the difference, if the voice is telling you fearful things, if the voice is about separation, divide, this person said that to me, how dare they, oh gosh, this must mean that, oh my God, I'm so nervous and anxious. If it's anything that involves you becoming fearful, anxious, or stepping out of your mastery, stepping away from your power, then that is absolutely your ego talking. And it takes a bit of time, linear time, but not necessarily, but depends on how present you're able to be in each moment, depends on how good you are at meditating, how practiced you are at meditating. But you silence your ego. It doesn't ever completely go away. Does it go away completely? Well, no, I don't think so. From what I know, it still remains there, but you don't prod about at it. A bit like your shadows, because I know that there's lots of people that always want to go on about shadow work. And from what my experience is, and I've done a lot of shadow work, but you get to a point where you go, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. And you leave all of that and you just make a very conscious choice that is completed. You've done that, and you move to creating in positive, constructive ways with your inner guidance, with your highest wisdom, with your highest self. You live from your highest self and you live through love, with love and in love in each moment. Therefore, you don't have to worry about shadows anymore. You don't have to worry about that, because that's something that you don't even remember. And the same is with the ego. So it remains. So that's why you have to always be present, because you can easily fall back into that sort of thing if you've just crossed the bridge and you are still practicing your mastery, still practicing your patience and your focus and your connection with your highest self, then you don't have the luxury of fiddling about with things that could pull you back into ego, into, areas where you might not want to place your beautiful energy. Because, there are people that like to do all of that, and that's fine. But what I found, especially this year, is that so much of what I used to do is now, to me, a distant thing of the past. It no longer resonates with the person that I continue to become in each moment, because I'm always expanding. Who I am today is different to who I was yesterday. So return to the ego and the highest self. The ego will look to create drama, look to create separation and divide, will look to hold you back in many ways. Oh, you can't do this. No, we all know that that's not possible. Will make you want to do research instead of going within to ask your highest self. And to give you an example, you may have something going on, and like a medical issue, and you might want to research that medical issue, and then you might go into fear and polarity, because you might find that there's lots of people that say, well, this is what happens and that's that, or you need to spend hundreds of thousands of pounds for this, and do that, and whatever it might be. And then the ego gets very frightened and then goes into the victimhood thing, because most humans, all humans, are pretty victimy until they find their inner power and connect with their highest self. Oh, but you know, it's not within our power. We can't change the governments. We can't, you know, they're all pretty victimy until they take back their power, take back their sovereignty and say, you know what? I am connected to my highest self. I live from my highest self. I am my highest self. And then when you are, and you know it to be true, that you are your highest self, there is no fear, because your soul knows that there is a greater purpose than just being in this human form. This human form is wonderful and you can do so much, but your soul is so much more expansive. And you can do anything. It's just the thing is that so many people on this planet have been kept small for such a long time that they don't realize. They don't realize just how magnificent they are and what they can do. One of the things that Sandra Walter says that I really love is she goes, let's show people what is possible with ascension. And I feel that's a really beautiful, very short saying, which actually really captures a lot, because so much has not yet been created in the way that people can see it and understand it to be, because most people have to see it to believe it, whereas actually it's the other way around. You have to believe it to see it. So if you go into your inner self, through your heart, your heart, higher mind, and you asking questions, what is the right path for me in this moment? And you listen to the wisdom that comes back. Be very aware. If you hear something that says, oh yes, but this could happen and that could happen, that's your ego. That's your ego. And you just want to silence that. Say cancel, clear, delete that. Put that away. Calling forth my highest self. I have a clear and direct communication with my highest self. Calling forth highest self. Override human. Override human. Calling forth highest self. Hand on your heart. Breathe. Ask again. And when you get a strong, clear answer, strong, powerful answer, loving answer, loving, it will be love, then you know that you've made a good, clear connection. And this is something that you practice. You practice doing this. You practice being this. You practice living this way. Because this is the way. This is the way. And this is love. And it's all about living with love, through love, in each moment. So that's the clear difference. Ego, fear, separation, anxiety takes you away from your path. Highest self, love, love and more love, unifying, placing you on the path where you can be of greater service to the collective, to all, to Gaia, to Source. And it's very simple. It's really actually very simple. But it takes focus, being able to silence the mind. And so you want to look at ways that you can do that. Being out in nature, a great way to silence your mind. For me, creative expression, painting, drawing, very clear way to silence the mind. Swimming, silence the mind. And the more you do those things, the more you actually don't need to worry about doing any of it. Obviously, you do it for maintenance. You want to keep your muscle strong. So I make sure that I do those things frequently, every day. Every day I do those things because it helps me to walk this path. But most of the time I'm not thinking. Most of the time I'm very present. But that has taken my focus and my higher discipline to create that. And you can create that too. Lots of love. Thank you for watching. My name is ZsaZsa. If you like this video, please share it. Please subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day.